Welcome back to another video. It's been a long time. That's just because my life is very pretty boring, except like work, but I can't film at work, and I'm also not allowed to film in school, and besides that, school's nothing's really happening there, so there's no reason for me to film in school. And if I'm not in school or at work, I'm at home, and when I'm at home I'm mostly doing nothing. Or I'm reading, and I can't film reading because it's also boring. So I just figured my life is really boring, and I would only post something if something comes to my mind. Today we gathered for a video idea that's been on my mind for a long time, but I didn't have enough time to execute this video idea, so I would do it today. So some people of you know that I'm a big reader, and this video is only for readers, and it's just gonna be about books. So if you don't read, or you're not interested in books or reading a book, then this is not for you. I'm sorry, but you can still watch it and like it, but it's just gonna be about books, and 5 books in particular. I do love all of my books that I own. I showed some frequencies earlier from like mostly all my books. I also read books online, or I read fan fictions, etc. that I can't film, but there's like all my books, and I read most of them, not all of them, but most of them, and I'm super catched with every book I read, every movie I watch. I'm just super easy to get excited over some things. Like you could just give me a book and I will love it either way. So let's start. So I have 5 books prepared today. These are just 5 random books I picked that I like, and I think I could talk a lot of stuff about it. And also there are 5 pretty different books. My favorite book is not in there, ironically. My favorite book is The Perks of Being a Wallflower. I will post another video of this kind, but not now. This is just gonna be about those 5, because I think more than 5 would be really boring, and less than 5 would not really do anything. So, the first book is Coraline. This is my copy. There are different copies of Coraline. What can I say about it? So, I don't really have a structure in this. I'm just gonna talk about it because I think I'm good at talking. Coraline. Some of you may know it because there's also a movie about it. So my story with this book, I knew about it like a long time ago. I actually wanted to watch the movie, but I couldn't. So that was it. Then I discovered Good Omens. It was also directed and written by Neil Gaiman. It's one of my favorite authors, by the way. And then I live in Germany, so there are no bookstores, they're mostly German books, except like this little section of English books, and I was searching through it because I'm always in the bookstore. And then I found this one, and I was really excited because I wanted to read it if I would find it in any bookstore. So I just took it, and then I read it in one day. It's not really long, and I loved it. I read it 2 times already, and I watched the movie 3 times because I bought the movie afterwards. Like, not bought it, but like, I had it for 48 hours, and then it expired. So, what's it about? I'm not really good with summaries because I talk a lot, but let's just keep it basic. Coraline is a story about this girl whose name is Coraline, not Caroline, but Coraline. She and her parents move houses, and then they move in this house right here. And Coraline doesn't really like it at first. She's really not impressed by it, but she decides to take a look around while her parents unpack their things. And throughout this book, she meets a lot of different characters. For example, there's this boy. His name is Wybie. The boy's name she meets is Wybie. And she finds him a little bit weird at first. He lives near this house with his grandma. And also in the house, in the basement, there live 2 old women, and they're really nice to her, but she's still a little bit creeped out. So she takes a look around, and in the attic there lives this man, and it's really weird. She finds this man really weird, and he's supposed to be weird. Like, the whole thing is really weird and like very, not horror, but like, oh, why is that? Like, it's really weird design. Also, there are little pictures in it. They are also really weird drawn. These are like the 2 women, but like in young. This is where it gets interesting. So in her apartment, she lives with her parents, as I said, and her parents are really boring. They just work and they don't care about her, it seems. So she finds this little door in her living room, and then she wants to open it, but she doesn't have the key. So she gets the key from her mom because she annoyed her. But then she saw that there's nothing behind the door, so she just let it there, and then she gets to sleep. But in her sleep, she wakes up, and then she's in this other world with the same people that I just told you about, but they're different. Her parents are super nice, and they care about her, and they just like do everything that she wishes for. But they have like little buttons. They have buttons in their eyes, and she loves it there because everyone's nice to her, and also Wybie is not weird in this universe. And also the women from downstairs, they are really young, like they were before. I keep switching to the movie, I think, but it's really interesting. It's a cool story about, even if you're afraid to do things, you should just do them, because that's bravery, doing things you're afraid of but still doing them. And I think that's why I love this book. I don't want to spoil too much, so I'm just gonna cut it with the summary, but it has a happy ending, and the movie's also really good. Also, his other books are also really good. It's really good also for beginners, because it's a children's book, so it's not too complicated written. That's why I liked it also, because I'm not really good in English, not that much. So this was really good. I have to cut this because it's really long. The summary was really long and messy, but I really like this book. You should get it. Yeah, and it's also really pretty. I love the cover. Let's continue with the second book, or book series, because I read the whole series. It's A Good Girl's Guide to Murder, and the whole series is 3 books. It's a trilogy. It's Good Girl, Bad Blood, that's the next one, and As Good as Dead is the last one. I'm not going to do a summary of the next 2, and I will do a close summary of this one. You may have heard of this actually, because it's really popular in the book talk community and also in the Bookstagram, etc. It's a really, really good murder mystery thriller. It's really good. So I've never read a lot of murder mysteries, but this set the bar up high. It's really good. I love true crime. I've always loved true crime. So this was the perfect book for me. It has really good plot twists. It's about the girl who's is a student, and they have this presentation they have to do, and she does a presentation about this kind of unsolved but solved case about Andy Bell. That's a student that was killed 5 years earlier, and the brother of her now friend, Sal Singh, was supposed to be the murderer, but she didn't believe it. So she started to investigate, and through this investigation for a presentation, she actually finds the murder. And that's what I'm going to say about this, nothing more. It's really good. So if you like murder mystery and you like to read, this is the perfect book for you. Get it. I love the whole character movement, also how they change throughout the whole series. I love the plot twists. I love the oh my god, what happens now? Oh my god, what happens now? Like, it's a continuously excitement. It doesn't stop because there's always something new and you think like, oh my god, what's happening now? So I actually read this in one day because it was really good. So yes. Blueberry tea, very good. Okay, next book. That's also a book I've read like I think a year ago. So please be kind with me, and I have a very not good memory. Like, it's the same with Coraline. I love the book, I love the movie, but I keep switching up the movie and the book, and also forget things. So I apologize if the summary is not completely right, but it is what happened at some point. The next book is Loveless. And this book is very personal to me because I'm not really sure about my sexuality at all. I do know that I'm not just into boys. That's clear, I think, for me. But this one is about the girl whose name is Georgia, and she's never been in love or had any interest in being in love. And it started with her asking this boy out, and they kissed, but she freaked out. And then she got into college. And it's like this whole journey about her finding out who she is, what her sexuality is. She finds out that she's somewhere on the asexual and aromantic spectrum, I guess. And she meets a lot of awesome people who are asexual or other sexualities, and she just experiences all the problems that are connected to finding out what your sexuality is. Because I think that it's really underrepresented. Like, the whole asexual, aromantic thing is so underrated. I love Alice Oseman for it. She's the author. She also wrote Heartstopper, and she's super good at expressing emotions and giving character actual representation, but without being stereotyped, sterilized. And it's super well written, and I think it's really beautiful how she portrayed these people, because it was really important to me, because I don't know what my sexuality is. Maybe I'm aromantic and asexual, maybe I'm none, maybe I'm both. But it was really good to see that not everyone struggles with this. And also there's a really good quote at the end of the book. I don't know if I will find it now because I wrote it down, but I don't know if I highlighted it. Yes. No, this was a different one. This was when someone asked her how she knows that she will never fall in love. And then she says, I know myself. I know what I feel and what I have capable to feel, I think. I mean, how do you not know that you won't fall for a guy one day? And that was when she asked her friend, who's a lesbian, that how do you know that you will never fall in love with a guy? And I think that was really important because a lot of people say that about aromantic, asexual people, that how do you know that you will never do this? And it's also about like every person really on the whole spectrum of LGBTQ. How do you know that you will never change? There's also other things that I think I highlighted. There was one about friendship, but I think I forgot to highlight it. It was just about this, how she found out that maybe she doesn't feel romantic attraction, but she has amazing friends and she loves her friends just as much as she would love her future relationship. And that's really important. Even if you're not aro ace, you still have to, I think people have to appreciate friendship more, because friendship is so important and it could hurt and feel like a relationship 100 times more. And I think that was what this book really showed me, apart from showing me what I might am. It also showed that like the whole thing about sexuality is just fluid, and that people do change maybe someday, but you can't judge them for it. And also you could see a sexuality like, I don't know, it just a category to be in, because I think the whole LGBTQ thing was really villainized, you could say. Like it's just people who feel the same towards one thing. Like they're not the same people, but they, I don't know, all gay people are men who like men, and that's the only similarity. And I think a lot of people sterilize sexualities, and it's, you should really just look at it like a category that I'm in, like that's a part of my personality, like a part of me. But that's it. I don't have any more similarities to these people except maybe my sexuality. And that's something that this book also taught me. Okay, the last two books. So this one is really tough one because I think I read like 3 years ago, 4 maybe. So my memory to this one is not as precise as the other books, but I still remember the storyline. You may have also heard about this one. It's the Song of Achilles. It's the most beautiful book I've ever read. It is. Not just in the way it was written, but also in the whole design and the vibe. It's Greek mythology. I love Greek mythology. If you're a Greek mythology reader or liker, you will love this book. It's about Patroclus and Achilles and the love story. It's a little bit fiction because I don't think that really happened, but who can really say what happened in like Greek mythology? So yes, I also read Circe. I think she also wrote Circe. Madeline Miller. I love her books. It's really amazing. The whole love story is super well written. How the characters change are really good, and the whole thing is just really well round up. The war, it's super heartbreaking. It's really sad, but it's also really romantic, and it shows another side of Greek mythology, and I really like this book for it. And I think that's all I can really say about it, because it's just perfect, and that's everything I can say about this book, really. I think everyone has to read this book at least once in their life. We'll come to the last book in this video. It was really chaotic. I just figured this is the last book. It's a small one. I actually like small books. I read it recently, but I watched the movie like about 10 times already. It's Dead Poets Society. Who would have thought? There's also a movie. Go watch the movie. The movie is super, super good. I don't really know what came first. I think the movie came first. I don't know. But this book is really, really, really good. Super good. Yeah. The book is also really good. If you like autumn, poets, something like that. Also, if you like sadness, because this book is also sad, go read this book. Go watch the movie. I will read some of it because Carpe Diem is also a really good thing about it. So seize the day, make your life extraordinary. There's so many quotes in this book. Like I say, drivel. One reads poetry because he's a member of the human race, and the human race is filled with passion. Matters in law, banking, they are necessary to sustain life. But poetry, romance, love, beauty, these are what we stay alive for. And I think this is so good. And this is so true, because words and ideas have the power to change the world. And me as a poet myself, it's like a hug for me, really, because it's just like an old friend that like hugs me, or like it's super good. And as you can see, I annotated it as well. It's just, yeah, go read it. As I said, I'm super into everything I read and watch and listen to, so I will say every book is good, but that's just because every book is good. And this one is really cool for if you like poems and like the coming of age kind of vibe. Yeah, that was my video, actually. These are my books. Let me know if you want to watch more of me recommending books, because I know it's really messy. I know I'm not really a pro in this one, but I love books and I can talk hours about books, and if you're not bored by that, then let me know and I will do it again. Also read those books and every other book that I will recommend, because books are super amazing and I don't get the hate about books. Everyone needs to read, so why don't you read cool stories? Also stories that will make you cry. Yeah, go read. Go maybe read these books. Super good, super well written. That was super messy. You know what? But I like messy videos. I think these are really cool. Stay healthy. Stay super freaky. Stop it. Love you.